In today's history, I will tell you about the Hundred Years' War. The Hundred Years' War, 1337 to 1453, was a long and dramatic struggle between England and France, fought not only for thrones, but for the destiny of nations. It began with a question of rightful inheritance. When Charles IV of France died in 1328 without a male heir, the French crown passed to his cousin, Philip VI, the first king of the Valois dynasty. Yet across the Channel, Edward III of England, the grandson of Philip IV of France, through his mother, claimed the throne, challenging Valois authority. This dynastic dispute, however, was only the surface of deeper tensions. England and France had long been rivals, competing for dominance in trade and territory. The English kings still held vast lands in France as remnants of the Norman conquest, and these lands became a source of contention. The flames of war were fanned by politics, pride, and ambition. The war began with English victories that shook the confidence of France. Edward III's forces, smaller but disciplined, used innovative tactics such as the longbow, a devastating weapon that allowed England's outnumbered armies to triumph. At the Battle of Crécy in 1346 and the Battle of Poitiers in 1356, English archers decimated French knights, capturing King John II of France and plunging the kingdom into chaos. Amidst this turmoil, France faced another calamity: the Black Death. The plague swept across Europe, killing millions and further weakening the French resistance. Yet the war pressed on. In 1415, during the reign of Henry V of England, the conflict reached another dramatic peak at the Battle of Agincourt. Against all odds, English forces, exhausted and outnumbered, delivered a crushing defeat to the French. The battlefield, once filled with chivalric dreams, was now a sea of fallen knights. England seemed poised for victory. In 1420, the Treaty of Troyes declared Henry V the heir to the French throne, disinheriting the Valois prince, Charles VII. But fate had other plans. Both Henry V and the French king Charles VI died within months of each other, leaving an infant, Henry VI of England, as the nominal ruler of both kingdoms. The fragile union began to unravel as Charles VII rallied French resistance. In the darkest days of France, a beacon of hope emerged, a young peasant girl named Joan of Arc. Claiming divine visions, Joan inspired the French forces with her courage and faith. Her leadership turned the tide of the war. In 1429, she led the French to a decisive victory at Orléans, paving the way for Charles VII's coronation at Reims. Joan's story, however, ended in tragedy. She was captured by the English, tried for heresy, and burned at the stake in 1431. Yet her martyrdom only strengthened the resolve of France. Over the next 2 decades, the French forces, revitalized by improved leadership and unity, began reclaiming their lands. The development of gunpowder artillery allowed the French to dismantle English strongholds. By 1453, the war came to an end with the French victory at the Battle of Castillon. England was left with only the port city of Calais, and the dream of an English empire on French soil faded into history. The Hundred Years' War reshaped both nations. France emerged stronger, more centralized, and deeply aware of its identity. England, despite its losses, began focusing inward, setting the stage for its own transformations. It was a war of chivalry and innovation, of kings and commoners, of triumphs and tragedies. 100 years that changed the course of Europe forever.